विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सत्श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति-वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज जी के चरण कमलों में अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम।
My obeisance to the feet of my
प्रार्थना करता हूँ
Gurudev Srila Bhakti-devi Narayana Goswami Maharaj. I pray for his benedictions. My also obeisances to Srila Maharaj. So all the vaishnavas here, I give my obeisances. So yesterday we heard how Jagannatha appeared in this world. We were hearing yesterday that when Vidyapati was the son of the minister, he married with Lalita. Then Lalita asked her father, please give darshan of Nilmadhav to my husband. Then because of this, Vishwavasu brought Vidyapati to the temple of Nilmadhav. But that day, on the evening time, something happened. When Vishwavasu was sleeping, Nilmadhav came in his dream. And he gave darshan and said, for a long time you have served me so much. So I want to take the service of one king that is my great devotee. I want to take the service of the king, Vrindavan Maharaj. So I'll disappear. So don't blame me, don't be upset. Don't think that I disappeared because you gave my darshan to the unqualified Vidyapati. No, don't. So don't be worried. Don't worry. I want to disappear and get the service of the king. So Vishwavasu, he woke up and then he became very upset because he used to love that deity so much. After some days, Vidyapati told, I want to come back to my kingdom because I've been for long. So Vishwavasu tried to stop Vidyapati. So Vishwavasu made like Vidyapati arrested in one room. Then Lalita said to her father, if you don't let him go, I will drink poison. So then finally Vishwavasu was released and he could come back to his kingdom after 6 months. So he told to Maharaj Indradumna everything that had happened. Indradumna was very happy, and then Vidyapati said, come with me, I'll give you darshan, I'll show you where is Nilmadhav. So the king came with his ministers and everyone. They came to have the darshan of Nilmadhav. And also it was rainy season. So the mustard seeds, they had grown. So they were like plants. So Vidyapati brought the king to have the darshan of Nilmadhav. But when they arrived at that destination, they saw that the deity was not there. First, the king thought, maybe Vishwavasu has hid the deity. That's why the king ordered his army search everywhere and arrest all the villagers, everyone, asking for the deity. And the king was really upset because Vishwavasu was a great devotee and Indradumna Maharaj was also a great devotee. So upset, he said, oh, the deity has disappeared, so I cannot maintain my life. I'll give up my life. Then there was an aerial voice when he was thinking this and said, Maharaj Indradumna, don't worry. I'll not give you darshan in other form. In that form. Actually, I'll appear in Jagannatha Puri as the form of Daru Brahma, transcendental wood. Then you make one deity, Jagannath Baldeva Subhadra, and I will appear in that form to you. And give up this Sabarjati. Let these aborigines free, let them free. Because they had arrested the villagers. Remember the aborigines in Maharaj. So he was thinking, okay, the deity will soon appear. So we should arrange everything before. So the temple that we see nowadays was built by Indradumna Maharaj because he wanted to construct a temple for the deity that was coming. And then he went to Brahma for Brahma to install the temple. So it took a lot of time to go to Satyaloka and come back. So when he came back, many generations had already passed away. Only Gundica, his wife, by the desire of God, was still alive. And actually, by what happened was that the temple was completely covered by the sand. One day, like a Muslim king was walking, and then his horse hoof stuck in something. Then the king checked to see. He digged the sand. He saw the dome, like the top of the temple, and also he saw there was the dome, everything. But so the temple was a long time under the sand, the temple of Jagannatha, okay? So this king renovated the temple. And he announced, I've built this temple. Then when Indradumna Maharaj was coming back with Brahma, he saw that another king had already claimed ownership of that temple of Jagannath. Indradumna Maharaj said, I was the one who built this temple. But the other king said, no, it's mine. Then Kak-Bhushandi, the crow, we know he's giving Ram Katha in the banyan tree. So Kak-Bhushandi saw when Indradumna Maharaj made that temple. So he gave his word. No, who made this temple was Indradumna Maharaj. Brahma also told, no, it was Indradumna Maharaj who had this temple made. So the king agreed because he saw that all these witnesses were there. Brahmaji was thinking, oh, everything was already here. So you know the every day they change the flag near the chakra. Actually, who established that flag is Brahmaji himself. That flag is very important in the temple of Jagannath. So after some days, that place Chakratirtha, where our temple is also there. The deity appeared there in the form of Daru, Brahma, of Chakra Gada Padma. So the king was trying to take out the deity from the water, but he couldn't. He tried so much, but he couldn't. Then the deity, like an area voice said, bring my dear devotee. From one side you have to pull me out of the water in the Maharaj, in the other side a Vishwavasu. So they called Vishwavasu. So in this way they were able to take out the transcendental woods from the ocean. Then they announced, oh, any person who will carve this deity will obtain a lot of wealth. But so many people try to carve the deity, but everything they were using, all the tools, they were breaking. Nobody was able to carve the deity. After some days, an old Brahmana came. He said, Maharaj, I want to try to carve this deity. He said, okay, I'll give you the deity back in 21 days. But if I don't want anyone to disturb me while I'm carving the deity, I'll close the door and you should not open the door for 21 days. So after 14 days, and so for 14 days they were hearing some sound of someone working, but after 14 days the sound completely stopped of somebody working, carving the deity. So they were worried, if the Brahmana is dead, we'll have the sin of killing a Brahmana. So the queen and also everybody, they considered better we just break into the room to see what's happened to him. when they opened the door, they saw the old Brahmana was not inside the temple, the room, and the dates of Jagannatha, Baldeva, Subhadra, that now we see nowadays, like without hands, without feet, that very special face, like dilated form. So when the king saw this form of Bhagavan, he became very upset. Oh, we haven't followed our words, like our promise, so we will open before the door, so that's why he didn't finish the deity. The deity is not finished. So he thought, I'll better give up my life. The king Indradumna thought, I couldn't fulfill my words, and the deity is also not complete, so that's why I want to give up my life. Then the king gave order Jagannath, the deity came in the dream of the king and said, don't worry, I wanted to manifest like this form. This is my desire. And people have later we are here that actually Bhagavan wanted to appear in this form of Jagannatha. Generally, don't see any deity that looks like incomplete. Actually, if the deity is broken, we cannot even serve the deity, but that deity is incomplete, like without the whole parts of the body. So later we'll hear more about why Krishna wanted to come in that specific form. Later we'll continue my speech about this. Panchakalpatarubhyascha.
Krishna Bhakti-devi namo namah. Bhakta-vihina aparadalakshay hiptascha kamaditarangamaddhay kripamai tvang saranang prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam vrinde namaste charanarvindam vrinde namaste charanarvindam bhajami radhang aravinda netrang shmarami radhang madhurasmitasam badami radhang karunavaradra tato mamannasti gatirna kapi. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
First of all, my obeisance to my Guru Bhat Nitile Previsto Guru Pada Padma Nitile Previsto Vishnu Pada Stotarashata. Srila Bhakti-vedanta Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj, and also to Nitya Pravistam Vishnupad, Astuta Shata Srimad Bhakti-vedanta Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj, to the lotus feet which remove all the fear, my unlimited prostrated obeisances to the lotus feet. Also my obeisances to Nitya Pravistam Vishnupad, Srila Swami Maharaj, and also to all the vaishnavas and the vaishnavis, to the feet of everyone. Please accept my Dandavat Pranams accordingly. We are very close to the Ratha Yatra of Jagannath. It's a very important festival. People of all over the world, they join this festival of the Ratha Yatra. Actually, once in a year, Jagannath comes out of his temple and he gives darshan to everyone. That's why the name is called Patit Pavan. Jagannath is also called Patit Pavan, the savior of the fallen. Especially except for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, like those who are outside any varna, they cannot enter the temple of Jagannath. Until nowadays, the Brahmanas, Pandas of the temple of Jagannath, they don't allow no Hindus inside the temple. But Jagannatha is Patit Pavana, savior of the fallen, so he comes out of the temple to give darshan to everyone. How he is giving the darshan? With the excuse of the Ratha Yatra. So actually, the real meaning of the Ratha Yatra is that Jagannath, he wants to save the fallen also, the fallen living entities. This reason is also very beautiful. How Jagannath sits on his chariot and he goes from Nilachal to Sundarachal. All this is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has described very well in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But before explaining the Ratha Yatra, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he described another beautiful pastime of Mahaprabhu called Gundica-marjana-lila. The sadhaka, all the sadhakas, they must listen this pastime of Gundica-marjana-lila. They must listen to this pastime, they must hear about it. Yesterday I explained what is the confidential meaning of the Gundica-marjana-lila. The Guru is the Mahaprabhu is the Guru of the whole world, Jagat Guru, and he's giving teaching to us. If any fortunate jiva wants to make Krishna sit in their heart, want to have Krishna sitting in their hearts, you have to clean your heart first. Clean the throne of your heart. God will not sit anywhere. For Bhagavan to sit in one place, that place should be really clean, like that heart should be really spotless and clean, neat and clean. Yesterday, I briefly explained to all of you how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he explained. I mentioned what he said. Because the Bhakti-devi only will appear when performing sadhana and bhajan. Our heart will be neat and clean, crystal, like a crystal. Then Bhagavan will sit in our hearts, only then. If our heart has lust and anger, so many things, God will not sit in our hearts. Even the desire for liberation and the sense enjoyment, they're like witches. Then if you have these desires in your heart, Bhakti will never appear in your heart as well. So this desire for liberation and for sense gratification, mukti, are like witches, and if you have this desire in your heart, Bhakti will never appear, these desires. So Bhakti-devi is so tender and soft. How Bhakti-devi will appear in our hearts with these other things in our hearts? So by this Gundica-marjana-lila, Mahaprabhu himself, he's showing how can we clean our hearts. Externally we were sipping,
से लेकर के मनोशिक्षा आदि हमें अध्ययन करना पड़ेगा.
but actually internally we're cleaning our hearts. That's why we have to study Upadeshamrita, Shikshastra, Mana Shiksha.
एतान वेगान जो विषयति धीर सर्वां पीवां पृथ्वी सशिष्य. अत्ताहार प्रयास से प्रजल्प नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लोलंच षड्विभक्ति विनश्यति. उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य तत्त कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगत्यागा सतोवृत्ति षड्विभक्ति.
Like Upadeshamrita explains, Rupa Goswami wrote this priceless book, like this topmost book, very important. Upadeshamrita.
एक अमूल्य ग्रंथ की जो है प्रकाशित की.
Hindi is frozen, Haribol. What happened to the Hindi broadcast?
ग्रंथ की जो है से एक अमूल्य
Hindi problem, Haribo. Hindi's crap. Start a new live, please.
प्रकाशित किया. इसे उपदेशामृतम. इसको सभी की अध्ययन होनी चाहिए, कंठस्थ होनी चाहिए.
Everyone must study Upadeshamrita.
उसके चैतन्य महाप्रभु जगत गुरु चैतन्य महाप्रभु
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the guru of the whole world, is performing this Acharya Lila.
स्वयं आचरण करके जगत जीवों की
So he's giving teachings to the jivas of this world by his own example.
आचार्य जो उसकी कहा जाता है. आचरणति स्वयं जो आचरण.
Acharya means someone who is by his own example
जगत जीवों की जो शिक्षा देते हैं उसके आचार्य कहा जाता है. आपनी आचरी जीवेर सिखान आपनी ना कोई धर्म सिखाना नहीं जाए. स्वयं आचरण करना पड़ता है.
So you have to follow the behavior yourself. You have to follow everything.
जीवों के नहीं है. बद्ध जीव की सेवा
Because the conditioned souls, they don't have the tendency to serve.
सेवा किसमें माया सेवा वृत्ति का.
So the jivas, they want to serve
उन्मुख करना पड़ता है.
Maya, but we have to turn them towards God.
इसे नहीं है. ना नाम करने में सेवा अच्छा लगता है, ना ग्रंथ अध्ययन में।
So the jivas don't want to chant holy names.
सेवा अच्छा लगता है, बद्ध जी को अच्छा नहीं लगता। बद्ध जी को अच्छा क्या, किसमें, जिसमें ससुख हो।
Okay, so I'll just finish the call here and I'll call them, okay? Later we call you back. Okay, the jivas, they just want to do what's for their own interest.
अपने इंद्रिय तर्पण जिसमें होता है वो अच्छा लगता है।
They want to enjoy their senses.
वास्तविक सत्य आत्मेन्द्रिय से कहते हैं, आत्मेन्द्रिय प्रति वांछा तारे बोली काम प्रतिष्ठादि जत उपसखागण। लाभ पूजा प्रतिष्ठा भी आ जाता है। भक्ति की ये होता है, भक्ति सामान्य रूप में अनुशीलन करने पर वो करूंगा, ऐसे वासनामयी क्रिया जब तक हमारे हृदय में रहेगा तब तक शुद्ध भक्ति नहीं है। इसलिए कहते हैं न धर्मं ना धर्मं श्रुतिकरण निरतं न धर्मं ना धर्मं श्रुतिकरण है।
So the Shrutis and the Vedas, they speak about dharma and adharma. Also, you should not do that. So Raghunath Das Goswami is saying this. If you do good karma, then you have to go to Swarga to enjoy these results. And if you do bad karma, you have to go to the hell. So you have to follow bhakti. So you have to do things for the pleasure of Hari Guru Bhagavan.
समस्त प्रकार की वासना में क्रिया ये धूलि के समान है। कर्मचक्र से उड़ती हुई वायु द्वारा वासना रूपी धूलि हमारे स्वच्छ निर्मल हृदय रूपी दर्पण को क्या करते हैं, ढक देते, आवृत कर देते हैं। सत और असत कर्म की वासना रूपी असंख्य धूलि राशि से हरि विमुख जीव के हृदय को कितने जन्म जन्मांतर मलिन किया है, इसलिए उसकी कर्म वासना दूर नहीं हो रही अनंत काल तक।
So from time immemorial, we are suffering this material world and with material desires. That's why we have so many material desires, because so many lives. But we can never, our material desires will never be finished by fulfilling these desires. Never. Like in the story of Ajamil, we see this. So if you have the karma-vasana, desire for enjoyment in this world, karma-vasana, desire for karma, then again you have to come back again and again. So, to stop the material desires, we have to chant the names of Bhagavan. No need to do anything. By holy names, all the desires, karma, for all the karma desires for performing karma of the jivas will be destroyed. Just like if you burn a forest of bamboos, the bamboos will turn to ashes. But when the time of rainy season will come, again all those bamboos, they start growing again, because the roots of the bamboos were still under the earth, the ground. So you have to uproot the bamboo when you kill the bamboo, then you throw it away, then it won't sprout again. So in the same way, the karma-vasana, desire for karma of the living entities, to destroy it completely, like uproots, only by the names of Bhagavan. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Gundica-marjana-lila.
नाम संकीर्तनम, एकमात्र नाम संकीर्तन के द्वारा ही
Only by Nam Sankirtan
प्रकार की कर्म वासना जड़ समेत उखाड़ दे सकते हैं।
all your material desires will be uprooted. So yesterday we heard
कर्म के द्वारा कर्म वासना कभी नष्ट नहीं।
we can never destroy all the desire for sense enjoyment by doing sense enjoyment, like by desire for karma, if you continue doing the karma. Bhagavatam gives one example.
वो पानी के द्वारा क्या बोले कीचड़ के द्वारा
If
गंदा जल के
your
द्वारा से पैर शुद्ध होगा क्या? पैर के धोने के लिए शुद्ध निर्मल की जरूरत होगा।
For example, if your feet is full of mud, to clean your feet you need pure water, not water, muddy water, you know, like a more mud. So the only way to destroy the karma-vasana, desires for karma,
स्नान के भांति हो जाता है।
and the material desires, it's by holy names. Otherwise, it's just like Hasti Snan. What is this? Debating on an elephant. The elephant with his trunk, he's first washing his body in the river.
ऊपर आकर के नदी से जल से ऊपर आकर के अपने सूंड के द्वारा बालू के ले लेते, धूल के ले लेते, अपने सारे शरीर में डाल।
Then he's also going to the banks of the river and putting all the dust of the banks of the river on his body again back.
चंद्रायन प्राश्चित्य आदि अनेक प्रकार के शुभ कर्म आदि के कर विधान दिया गया, किंतु उसके द्वारा उसके चित्त निर्मल नहीं होता,
So there are many
प्रवृत्ति जग जाता
prashchita, like atonements described in the Shastra,
है। इसलिए यहाँ पर भी कह रहे हैं जो भक्ति सिद्धांत
for people to perform. But if you do that, actually, the desire for karma will not be uprooted.
पालन करते हुए
Again, you later come back to perform sinful activities. If you do these atonements for finishing the sinful activities, but again later on you perform more sinful activities.
हो जाता है और उस निर्मल हृदय रूपी सिंहासन पर भगवान के विश्राम के स्थान बनते हैं।
So if your heart is lint and clean, then God can take rest in your heart.
गोविंद कहते
Just like
वैष्णव
the song explains that Krishna rests in the heart of the Vaishnavas.
जो भक्त है उसके हृदय में भगवान विराजमान होते हैं।
Bhagavan is always in the hearts of these devotees who have pure heart.
यहाँ पर बहुत उदाहरण भी दे रहे हैं। संसार के जीव वो भी कह रहे हैं, संसार के जीव केवल अपने दुख
So the jivas of this world, they are
दूसरे की सुख देख करके दुख
not unhappy because of their own unhappiness. They are happy when they are unhappy when they see other person's happiness. Like I sang yesterday this song of Bhakti-devi Thakur.
दिया चीजे कत दिया चीजी बेर क्लेश
Amara Jivana.
पर सुखे दुखी
Para sukhe dukhi. You become upset when you see other people's happiness
पर सुखे दुखी सदा मिथ्याभासी
and always lying.
परायण। देखो वास्तव ये बद्ध
This is true. This is one symptom of a conditioned soul.
सभी संसार में दुखी है,
All of us, we are upset and suffering in this world. But you are not so much suffering when your own self you are suffering. But when you see others happy, then you become 10 times more unhappy.
मैंने एक उदाहरण
Yesterday I gave an example. Do you remember the example I gave yesterday?
आग वाला बोल वो एक थोड़ा याद है कि नहीं है।
I don't know if you remember, then I'll tell you one more time.
एक व्यक्ति था बहुत गरीब,
One person was very poor. He didn't have so much money. He worshipped Devi.
बहुत दिन तक तपस्या आदि की
For many days he performed hard austerities. He did puja to the deity, to Devi, and so many things. Devi was pleased and said, give me a benediction.
एक वर दे दो, मैं जो
He said,
वही दे दो मुझे।
okay, give me one benediction. I just want one benediction. He said, Devi said, okay, I'll give you one benediction.
तुम्हें जितना एक मिलेगा तुम्हारे पड़ोसी के
But
कितना मिलेगा,
everything that you'll get from me, your neighbor will always get 2 times more. Then the Devi disappeared, the goddess,
तो देखा उनके पास
and then
नहीं था,
this man didn't have a house. So he said, Devi, I want to have a house with 1 floor.
उनके पड़ोसी कितना मंजे हो गया,
But his neighbor then got a house with 2 floors.
तपस्या किया 10
So he was thinking, I did austerities for 10 years worshipping the Devi, the goddess, but my neighbor didn't do anything, and he's getting 2 times the results of what I'm getting.
मुझे 2 मंजिल
He said, okay, Devi, give me
पड़ोसी के कितने
2-floor house. Then his neighbor got 4 floors.
हो रही नहीं,
So he became even more envy.
बोले देवी हमारे घर के
Then he said,
घर के सामने एक कुआं बना दो,
make a well in front of my house. Hey Devi.
एक कुआं बन गया तो उनके पड़ोसी के घर के सामने कितना बनेगा, 2 कुआं बनेगा।
But then what happened? His
देखा तो ये तो
neighbor got 2 wells in front of his house.
फल किसको मिल रहा है,
Because I perform so much austerities and so many things, but my neighbor is getting the results. So his heart was burning. So he thought,
फूट जाए।
okay, I want to lose 1 eye.
उसके बाद देवी के पड़ोसी
means that the neighbor would lose his 2 eyes and become blind completely. So in Bengal, they say you cut your own ears and nose just to stop the traveling of the others. This Prabhupada told this proverb. Like someone is going to do a good thing, and you're thinking, how can it be inauspicious? Then you cut your own nose. Then it will be bleeding. So actually in the time of traveling, if you see blood, when someone is going to travel, that travel is inauspicious, that journey is inauspicious. So they say, you cut your own nose just to make the travel of the other person become inauspicious. So you may cut your own nose, you don't care, but at least the journey of the other person will be inauspicious. You want to spoil what the other person has. These are conditioned souls, they're like this. Bhakti-Vinod Thakur, with so much humility, he's saying, Para sukhe dukhi. When we see other person's happiness, we feel so much envy and burning in the heart. We have so much pride and deceit. Becomes like a habit to lie. Some people, they like this. They have this habit to lie. Some people have a habit to tell lie. So actually it becomes a habit to see other person's faults. But to see other person's qualities does not become a habit. It becomes a habit to see other person's faults. Then this becomes a habit. So yesterday I gave the example that if the man had that even want to see the faults of Bhagavan, that the man was saying, oh, everybody glorifies the qualities of Bhagavan, so I will print such a book, like a PhD thesis. I'll make a research and I'll make this PhD book only with the faults of Bhagavan. Everyone knows the qualities of Bhagavan. Everyone knows that Bhagavan has so many qualities, this and that. He's beautiful, he's everything. Everyone knows all this. But I want to print such a book that I'll only see the faults of Bhagavan. Then people will read this book. So he started researching. So he wanted to see the faults of the creation of Bhagavan. What are the faults he saw in the creation? Remember, he saw that one pumpkin of 20 kilos was hanging in the creeper. Then he said, oh, Bhagavan is so idiot, so foolish. He hanged a 20 kilos pumpkin from a creeper. Bhagavan doesn't have knowledge. Bhagavan, this is the fault in his creation. Then he saw a mango tree, gigantic mango tree, very long tree, big tree, very nice, beautiful, very big mango tree. Then he saw small fruits of 100-gram mangoes hanging. So he said, this is his fault. Look, he made that gigantic tree and the fruits are very small. Then Bhagavan said, oh yeah, I'll teach you a lesson. Then he was looking up, then there was a wind, and the mango fell exactly on his nose, and his nose broke because of the mango falling down. Bhagavan said, imagine if the mango had 20 kilos. Imagine what would happen if it fell in someone. The person would die. So then the man decided I think his disciple told him this anyway. So anyway, the man decided, okay, I'll not write this thesis about the faults of Bhagavan. So if you have this habit of seeing other person's faults, you come until Bhagavan. First you see ordinary faults, then you start seeing faults in Vaishnavas, and then faults in the Guru himself. Then, after seeing faults in Guru, you see faults in Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan will teach you a lesson if you see faults in him.
बहुत प्रकार के कर्म ज्ञान की चेष्टा दूर होने पर हृदय में सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्म मल भी
So even if you have no efforts for karma, gyan, etc., still there are other things.
होने पर भी
Even though your heart is free from and clean from the desire for karma and gyan, there are many lines in the heart also. Kutinati, jivahimsa, desire for name, fame, reputation, hatred to other jivas. These are, like anatta, is very subtle in the heart.
ये मुक्ति
Like for example, the desire for mukti also.
ऐसा यहाँ पर भी कह रहे हैं कुटिनाटी शब्द कपटता प्रतिष्ठा की आशा
Desire for pratishtha
अथवा
and
दूसरे की कुछ ऐसे अनेक प्रकार क्या बोले काला मैजिक आदि दिखाना आया समझ में भगवान में विश्वास नहीं है
don't have faith in God.
विश्वास नहीं है
You don't have faith in the holy names.
क्योंकि साधु
But if you find any sadhu that with tantra mantra makes some magic,
वो ठीक हो जाता
then you like it.
अरे भगवान के नाम करो वो नाम
Chant holy names, then you don't have taste in holy names, but you want to see some magic tricks and like,
ना ही बुजुर्गी करे बुजुर्गी
the more in Kali Yuga, the more a person, what is bujrugi?
छल कपट आदि
Means like actually cheater, impostor sadhus that
तुम्हें कुछ दिखा
with tantra mantras they just want to show you some like magic, like some mystic power or something like this, you know. People want to see these things in Kali Yuga.
ऐसे कुछ माने हाथ की सफाई दिखाएंगे देख करके आपके विश्वास करा देंगे
So they'll
इतना बड़ा साधु है
move their hands in such a way, then you believe them, oh, they are great sadhus like these. They'll impress you with their powers or something like that, then you like it. I'll tell you one story.
पैसा तो मुझे कमाना
One person became a sadhu and he thought, oh, he was an impostor sadhu and he had to
साधु क्या करे पैसा
collect money.
उन्होंने क्या की एक घर में गए
He went to one
कहाँ चले गए पत्नी अकेली थी
house
बोले भिक चांग दी बोले
and the husband was not in the house, only the wife. Oh, give me some donation. Okay.
बहुत सौभाग्यवती हो
Then the impostor sadhu said, oh, daughter, you are so fortunate.
मैं देख रहा हूँ बहुत कुछ
I see that so many things are going to happen in your life.
कुछ ऐसे शब्द बना करके रखते हैं वो सबके जीवन में कॉमन है
Some people say they say 8-10 words that are actually in common in everyone's lives. For example, if you say, oh, my daughter, there's so much fight in your house, quarrel. This is, of course, everyone has quarrel in their house. And they say, oh, you have this fault of this constellation, this planet. But in whose house there's no quarrel between husband and wife?
होते ही रहते हैं
Always there's an argument by love or anyway.
15-20 शब्द जो होता है
So there are 15 or 20 things that like a man can say that
चलो जब ये कहते
can be applicable to everyone because everyone has these things in their lives.
तो उससे पैसा
Anyway,
कमाना है। तो कहने बोले देखो हैं? बोले हाँ हाँ आप तो जो बोल रहे हैं मैं ऊंची साधु है ना जो कुछ मैं बोल दिया
then he said, oh, I am a very high class sadhu.
आपका है
Your destiny is very good.
हजार के पैसा खर्च कर दिया किंतु भगवान ने मुझे भेजा
Bhagavan sent me here for your auspiciousness.
बात भी से कहते हाँ 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 ये बात तो सही
Oh, yeah, this is true.
देखो तुम्हारे घर में एक कौवा बैठ गया था
Then he said, there is a well
कौवा
in your
करे था हाँ हाँ हाँ
in your house, and there's a crow on top doing ka ka ka. Now she said, oh yeah, this is true.
अच्छा बताओ
But actually, in whose house there's no crow, right? So, sitting on the tree. So
से बाएं से दाहिने से देख करके बाएं की तरफ एक बिल्ली चला गया था ना बोले हाँ
oh, that day when you're walking right side, left side, there was a cat, huh? The person, yes.
गाड़ी नया गाड़ी क्या हो गया एक्सीडेंट हो गया बोले हाँ
Ah,
आप तो बिल्कुल
your new car was broken. There was some accident. Oh yeah, Maharaj, you're a very high class sadhu.
रुपया दे दिया
So she gave him 100 rupees.
1000 रुपया निकाल ले सकते
He thought, oh, but I can get 1,000 rupees from her, not only 100 rupees. He said, oh, my daughter,
तेरे घर के आंगन में है ना
there's the patio in your like the courtyard in your house. There's actually a mine oil under the earth, the ground. You don't know. 100 meters under the ground, there's a mine oil. Oh, oil mine, petróleo. Oil mine, okay? Oil mine under the ground. I'm seeing with my divine vision.
की बिल्कुल
Exactly
हाँ
100 meters,
ज्यादा नहीं है
not so much deep, only 100 meters deep.
देखो मेरा बात सुन
So here, listen to me.
लगा के तेल
With machine you can get the oil out of this mine and you'll become so rich.
वो महिला थी चतुर थी हमारे मत फक
But that woman was very clever. She was very intelligent. She was not a foolish person. She said,
बहुत अच्छा बोल रहे
oh yeah, Sadhu spoke very nice, huh?
महाराज हमारे घर में भोजन
She said, Maharaj, okay, take prasad in my house.
नहीं किया
Ah, my daughter. Okay, I'll eat in your house.
बनाना नहीं है,
No need to cook so much, huh?
गरम गरम चावल
Just a hot rice,
और थोड़ा कोई सब्जी बना दिया,
like a fresh rice and some sabji. Okay.
क्या कि गरम गरम चावल बना
So she made the rice
और
and
सब्जी दे दिया,
some sabji. So he sat down to eat.
खाने के लिए जब बैठे के लिए, बेटी तेरे घर में थोड़ा घी
Oh,
नहीं है,
there's no little bit ghee in your house? He asked her.
वो कि वो चावल देने के पहले ना नीचे
But before putting the rice in the plate, she put some ghee under it and covered it with rice.
बोले आप सुन
And then she said, "You're a saint, huh?
नीचे
You told her 100 meters under the ground of my courtyard there is an oil mine, and you cannot see that under the ghee, under your rice there is some ghee. You cannot see."
बोले आप ऐसे तो साधु है, उसके तंत्र में क्या देख रहे हैं,
You saw with a tantra mantra that 100 meters under my courtyard there was a mine of oil,
चावल है उसके नीचे क्या रख दिया,
and you cannot see that just behind, under the small pile of rice in your plate there is ghee. You cannot even see that.
इसी की कहा जाता है बुजुर्ग की,
So
क्योंकि ठगाना,
this is like for cheating people. They say many things just to impress people, like some in Sanskrit, how is it these things are called?
है ना, विप्रलिप्सा,
Vipralipsa, cheating propensity.
प्रमाद विप्रलिप्सा कारण पड़ा, एक से कहते हैं विप्रलिप्सा, दूसरे के क्या करना है,
Vipralipsa means
ठगाना,
to cheat others. This is a symptom of Badajiva also, conditioned soul.
इसलिए यहाँ पर ये चैतन्य महाप्रभु देखो, काल मैं इसलिए कथा को दोबारा मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, ये वास्तव रूप में यदि जगन्नाथ जी के यदि हृदय में बैठाना है,
So if you want to
बैठाना है,
put Krishna city in your heart,
कोई मंदिर को, सिंहासन को,
the temple of your heart should be really clean. The throne of your heart should be really clean.
मंदिर है,
Our heart is like a temple, and our mind is like a chariot,
मन रूपी रथ, हृदय रूपी सिंहासन में
and our heart is like a throne.
बैठाना,
And we have to put God sitting on this.
यही तो करना पड़ेगा,
We have to do that.
भगवान की कहाँ ले जाना, कहाँ
And we have to take Bhagavan where to where?
मार्ग से,
From the Aishwarya Marga, opulent mode, until the Madhurya Marga, the sweetness mode.
अर्थात
Means
द्वारका से एक क्या बोले,
we must take him from Dwaraka,
क्षेत्र से,
from Kurukshetra, back to Vrindavan.
यही इसके रथ यात्रा की विशेष तात्पर्य है,
This is the special meaning of the Ratha Yatra.
वर्णन करेंगे, हैं? ये महाप्रभु के भाव क्या है, यदि किसी के जी हृदय में ऐसे भगवान के गोविंद के
What is the mode of Mahaprabhu? If someone wants to have Krishna sitting in their hearts, first of all we have to clean our hearts.
बड़े बड़े पत्थर जो पड़ा
These great big rocks of lust and anger which are in our hearts,
सहज नहीं है, बड़े बड़े
they will not go away easily. You know, rocks that are very big, they don't even move.
जो है, वो बड़े बड़े पट पर जो है, वो बड़े बड़े पत्थर रखा दिया जाता है, हिलता नहीं है, ठीक उसी प्रकार
So in the same way,
काम को
in the heart of the conditioned souls, they have so much lust and anger, so many things that are big rocks in the heart. How to throw them away? Mahaprabhu is teaching the jivas of this world.
कणा आदि भी चले जाए, किंतु हृदय में जो अनेक प्रकार की जो बात
Even the dust may go away, but this desires from the heart, especially the heart for liberation,
उसकी भी कहा जाता है, इसलिए कहा है, मुक्ति की कामना, मुक्ति की
doesn't go away easily.
निर्विशेषवादियों ने साधु मुक्ति की कामना से तो दूर की बात है, अन्य चार प्रकार के मुक्ति की कामना रूपी सूक्ष्म दाग को भी
So you have to clean even the small lines
ये महाप्रभु इसमें दिखा रहे हैं,
of like
इसलिए महाप्रभु इसमें कह रहे हैं,
means like small spaces in the heart, but there is some dust also. Means the subtle anarthas. So Mahaprabhu took his cloth, his own cloth, to clean that. So generally don't see these things.
किया जाए, आप क्या करोगे, मुझे मुक्ति है, मुक्ति कैसे,
Like who doesn't want liberation? If we're sick or anything, we want liberation from that, and we want liberation.
प्रकार कहा गया,
There are many definitions of liberation.
तो ही मुक्ति,
So be free from sufferings. This is also liberation.
इसलिए कहा, आतंक की दुख निवृत्ति रेव ही मुक्ति है,
It's for the Gyanis. Another meaning of mukti is
श्री हरि की पद प्राप्ति करना,
to attain Sri Hari in Vaikuntha.
वो भी मुक्ति कहा गया, विष्णु अंगी लाभंगी मुक्ति है, और मुक्ति के सर्वोत्तम परिभाषा क्या है,
And the highest definition of mukti is
जनता रूपम सस्वरूपेण व्यवस्थिति, समस्त प्रकार के अनुसरण के त्याग दे करके
giving up all the
अपने स्वरूप के उपलब्धि करके
practices, and only you do whatever takes you
सेवा करना
to get the self-realization of your Swarupa, and then you get this Swarupa Siddhi, you attain your self-realization form, then you serve Radha and Krishna. This is the real mukti, liberation. Mukti is not a bad thing, depending on which definition you're talking about mukti. Like Sarvabhaumacharya, he tried to change the verse saying bhakti instead of mukti. Sarvabhaumacharya in this verse, he said bhakti pade daya bhak. Mahaprabhu told him, don't try to correct the guru. Vyasadeva is the guru. Whatever Vyasadeva wrote, you just have to read that. Because he didn't even want to hear the name liberation, that's why. Sarvabhaumacharya said, first I was just like a jackal, only talking about liberation all the time. But hey Prabhu, by your mercy now, I have realized what is the highest definition of mukti. So now I like disgust. I have disgust from mukti. I don't even want to hear the name mukti. So you have to know the real definition of mukti. Mahaprabhu told him what Vyasadeva meant about mukti. In mukti, real mukti, you actually realize the Swarupa of the soul. What is this? We are servants, eternal servants of Krishna. The duty of a servant is to serve. The tendency to serve Bhagavan, you already have it in your heart. By Dasa Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya, you have some Staibhav in your heart, but you have to manifest this Staibhav. The Swarupa of the Jiva is to serve Krishna, is to be the servant of Krishna. Uddhava and great devotees, they couldn't attain that. So again and again, I tell the same thing. When the Jiva manifested from Tatastha Shakti, you already have a potency with you, whether it's Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya or Madhurya mood. So inside that Shuddha Jiva, this potency is there, a specific rasa. And by Sadhu Sangha, serving the Sadhu and Guru, hearing Harikatha, then this has to be manifested. Udaya means to manifest it. This is in your heart. You have this wealth with you. Chaitanya Charitamrita is a nectarian book. Nowadays some bad people from Apasampradayas, stupid nonsense people, they are speaking bad things against Chaitanya Charitamrita. So they're completely stupid persons. So the person has no knowledge. You only waste time if you're like quarreling, debating Shastra with them. So knowledge is not enough, reading is not enough. Nowadays, even in Bengal, some bad people are speaking like wrong things about Chaitanya Charitamrita. Actually, in the previous life, they were all demons. They were all demons. And they came in Kali Yuga. They didn't give up their nature. They look like human beings, but they are actually demons. And what is the job of the demons? They just want to criticize God. Chaitanya Charitamrita is completely pure and transcendental. And he was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Actually, Krishnadas, humbly he said, I'm not writing it. Who is writing is Madan Mohan. He's holding my hand and writing it. And so they are saying, oh, who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita? What is this book? Who wrote? Stupid nonsense. How come you say something like that? Who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita? It's very clear. Madan Mohan caught hold of the hand of Krishnadas. Krishnadasa said, I'm old, my hand is trembling, I could never write this book. Madan Mohan himself caught hold of my hand and he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. So you see the humility of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. his Kasturi Manjari, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, still with humility he's saying, I couldn't write this book.
साक्षात मदन मोहन लिखा रहे
Directly Madan Mohan is writing it. So Bhagavan himself wrote it, just like Govinda Bhashya, the commentary
तब कौन है
of Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu. But actually who wrote that Govinda Bhashya was Govinda Dev himself.
वो टीका लिख दी
He wrote a commentary on the Vedanta Sutta.
नाम ही रख दिया गोविंद भाष्य है
That's why the name was given Govinda Bhashya, the commentary of Govinda.
चरितामृत एक अमूल्य ग्रंथ है जब वैष्णव
Chaitanya Charitamrita is a priceless book.
श्रेष्ठ ग्रंथ माना जाता
Actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita is higher than Bhagavatam.
है कितने सुंदर ग्रंथ है जो
So, such a beautiful book.
किंतु कुछ लोग अज्ञ मूर्ख है इसलिए कहते हैं कुत्ता तो भय भय करते रहता है
So,
बेकार बेकार कुत्ते के पीछे दौड़ करके फायदा क्या
like, what is the benefit of running behind dogs that are just like barking? Then you just should beat the dogs, and the dogs will just look, go, and shut their mouth.
काटेगा तुम कुत्ते के तो थोड़ी काटोगे
Because the dog will eat you,
क्या करो
will bite you.
चिकित्सा करना
The dog will bite you, you also bite him back? No.
पड़ेगा वैक्सीन इंजेक्शन देना पड़ेगा
You have to take the vaccine injection,
कुत्ते के लगा हो गया बताओ
or you should put the vaccine in the.
काट दिया
Suppose
इंजेक्शन किसको लगाना पड़ेगा
a dog has beat you, from bites, no? He bite you. Then you have to take the vaccine against
इससे दूर रहो
the dog's bite. You should not put the vaccine in the dog. Means if some person is crazy like this, bad people should not
देवगा तुम्हारे समय व्यस्त
come near them and also quarrel with them. You should just be far from them. Otherwise, just have to take the vaccine against them. Like just take the COVID-19 vaccine.
उसी प्रकार कहते हैं मेरा ये कहने की तात्पर्य यही होती है
So what I want to say is that
इसमें इसलिए सुंदर रूप में हमारे भक्ति सिद्धांत से प्रभुपाद
here Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada
मार्जन की रहस्य और वर्णन करते जा रहे
is describing the secrets of Gundica-marjana-lila.
हैं और भी एक सुंदर मधुर भाव
Also, one more hidden
की लीला
Madhurya Bhava
बोले तो
hidden in the Gundica-marjana-lila.
शिक्षा दी दे रहे
So it's teachings for the sadhakas, but those
तुम्हें पहुंच जाते
devotees who are already in the high position of the transcendental platform, what is the teaching Mahaprabhu is giving to them, to these devotees in very high class?
महाप्रभु देखो स्वयं जब झाड़ू दे रहे हैं गुंडीचा मंदिर जब कर रहे हैं
When Mahaprabhu was sweeping, actually
कंचन गौरंग चैतन्य महाप्रभु के अंग
the body of Mahaprabhu was golden complexion, but because he was sweeping, his body was dirt with dirt. Because if you were sweeping, then your body will also be a little bit dirty with powder, like dust. So Mahaprabhu is doing Acharya Lila. He was also sweeping and he was teaching.
महाप्रभु के शरीर भी
But then Mahaprabhu's body was also full of dust.
और महाप्रभु क्या करे
And then
वो रो रहे
Mahaprabhu was crying.
हैं संग चैतन्य महाप्रभु झाड़ू भी दे रहे हैं
He was sweeping and also crying.
और समस्त भक्त की किस प्रकार प्रेम विनोदन कर रहे हैं इसके तात्पर्य हमारे रसिक आचार्य बने
And the Acharyas explain,
बहुत साल पहले एक गुंडीचा-मार्जन-लीला प्रसंग में
many years ago, our Gurudev explained about the Gundica-marjana-lila. What is the inner mood of Mahaprabhu? Okay, the mood for the sadhaka I already explained.
में आप अनुधावन कर रहे हैं
This very easily we heard and understood.
किंतु जो
But for
उन्नत कोटि के
the high class exalted sadhak,
ऐसे भाव में
someone who has attained bhav,
के लिए क्या संदेश है चैतन्य
what's the teaching that Mahaprabhu, the message Mahaprabhu wants to give to them? What Mahaprabhu is telling to these high class devotees?
विवेचन करके दिखा रहे हैं देखो लीला क्या चैतन्य महाप्रभु
So the lila is that who is Mahaprabhu?
कृष्ण मिलित थे
He is the Radha Krishna combined form of Radha and Krishna.
सर्वदा
Another point also, Mahaprabhu always thinks I am Radha.
आपना के राधा भावे रहे अनुखान है ऊपर से तो गुंडीचा-मार्जन कर रहे
Externally he's cleaning the temple, sweeping,
अंतर हृदय में
but inside his heart, what is the mood?
कि मैं राधा हूँ
He thinks I am Radha.
माँ किसने रो रही
And why is he crying then?
मेरे प्राण कंत गोविंद मुझे छोड़ करके
Oh, my beloved Govinda has left me and went away.
आज किसी ने कई समाचार दिया ये कृष्ण वृंदावन
But suddenly someone said that Krishna is coming back to Vrindavan and coming to the Kunja.
कृष्ण जब से वृंदावन चले गए हैं वो कुंज सब क्या हो गया
Because since Krishna left Vrindavana, the Kunja was very dirty with
शास्त्र में ऐसे वर्णन है
dirt and other things.
हमें
Shastra explains.
कृष्ण श्रीमती राधिका
feeling separation of Krishna, Srimati Radhika was like crazy in separation. But when Srimati Radhika heard Krishna is coming, hearing this, Prema doesn't see the doesn't want their own happiness. How the beloved can be happy? Only this. So Srimati Radhika was thinking, I am suffering separation from Krishna, but my beloved Govinda comes to Vrindavan and see that the kunja is completely dirty. No one is cleaning the kunja. If he sees this, Krishna will be happy. He'll be happy to see the kunja in this condition. So for Krishna's happiness, Srimati Radhika herself, in that separation, feeling separation, she started to serve Govinda. Understand? So Mahaprabhu, absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika, the other day explained, actually to clean the temple is actually serving the kunja seva. Jiva Goswami wrote in the commentary, actually to clean the temple is to serve the kunja. So because Krishna is coming to that kunja, and Srimati Radhika, she's cleaning and ornamenting the kunja for Krishna to come, for when Krishna arrives. Maybe she's still upset, but if Krishna would arrive and Krishna would feel upset to see the kunja in that condition and no welcoming to him. So for example, if Guru is coming and the disciple is not welcoming him nicely, the Guru will think all my disciples are foolish. This is true or not? Before Guru comes, the disciple must prepare everything already. This is true or not? If the Guru sees that the disciples haven't prepared anything for him, nothing, this is actually a dishonor to the Guru. The Guru thinks they don't respect me at all. They don't honor, they don't respect me at all. So if there's no respect, then what is the benefit to stay there? So actually this is a dishonor to Guru. So in the same way, Srimati Radhika thought, if Krishna comes here and he'll see that okay, they are suffering separation, but no one has prepared anything for my arrival, nothing they have done. So Srimati Radhika, even though she's feeling so much suffering, she's not considering that. She just cares about Krishna's happiness in the first place. So for his happiness, she's cleaning and arranging the kunja. Sometimes we present that Bengali kirtan. Many times our devotees, our didis, the didis, they have presented that beautiful dance from that Bengali song. What is the song? This is actually the mood of Mahaprabhu. Srimati Radhika is calling all her friends. My beloved is coming. Let's clean the kunja, arrange, ornament the kunja very well. So Srimati Radhika, she is herself giving the directions how to arrange the kunja. How to make like beds of petals of flowers and like flowers, make everything very nice. And put also many kinds of perfumed waters to make the kunja very nice. That kunja explains all, that kirtan explains all this. You maybe forgot the kirtan. This bhav is so beautiful. So the moods of the great ancient Vaishnavas is so beautiful. They are not ordinary. I have this Barsha means this faith in the heart. I have this faith that Govind is coming.
और फिर वो कीर्तन है ना, कितना सुंदर वो कीर्तन है।
This kirtan is so beautiful.
करके प्रस्तुत करो, देखो हृदय में आनंद है।
So if you do a presentation of this kirtan, you feel so much bliss in your heart.
इसलिए यही जो गुंडीचा मार्जन की जो ये महाप्रभु के जय वास्तव
So the Gundica-marjana actually is the inner mood of Mahaprabhu. Externally, Mahaprabhu is doing this acharya-lila and teaching to the sadhakas,
काम क्रोध आदि को
cleaning the dust, making like cleaning from the karma again. I mean, how to be one-pointed and anabhilashita sunyam for bhakti. But his inner mood is actually
कि कैसे कुंज में बैठा
how to put how to put Krishna sitting in the kunja, and how the kunja should be very nice for Krishna.
लाए तुझी तो देव है। महाप्रभु के शरीर जात के द्वारा इतना महाप्रभु
So Mahaprabhu suffered so much, so his body, he was sweating and he was full of dust in his body. Still Mahaprabhu was serving so much and crying so much. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains when Mahaprabhu, when he was sweeping, he was making everything wet with his tears.
बलिदानं पावने भो वैष्णवे भो नमः।
Okay, just one second. I want to make a correction from the last class, morning class today. Not a correction, just one part that I missed of the translation. Just 1 minute. So Gurudev was telling today in the morning about the marriage of the gopis. That Srila Jiva Goswami explains that actually was just like a dream. Like the parents of the gopis in their dream, they thought they were giving their daughters in marriage. So these husbands are actually so-called husbands. So Gurudev was saying, this part I didn't translate, now I tell. Gurudev said, if this was just like a dream for the parents of the gopis, then how possible the gopis were then living in the house of the husbands, right? Because if it was only like a dream, then how they went to live in the house of the husbands? So the explanation is because they were very young, the gopis, very young in age, and then sometimes they would go to the house of the husband. Sometimes they would come back. They would not stay there continuously. Sometimes go, sometimes come back, and they were so young that they didn't even know how to dress themselves. Like they were really young. Just like then he gave the example of the marriage of babies before, like this, babies. I mean, like young children, like this. So yeah, they were very young. They didn't have even the nature of like a woman yet, period, and these things they didn't have. Okay, Jai Srila Gurudev. So that's what he said, that actually sometimes they used to stay in their husband's house, stay there sometime, then sometimes they used to go to be in their own house. They wouldn't stay continuously there. Jai Srila Gurudev.